Hi everybody, I'm Adriana from sweetsister.love. I hope you head over to my website and join my First Friday newsletter. It's a newsletter I send out once a month, every first Friday of the month. It's become this really beautiful ritual for me in my journey to be an active writer, just to do what it is I've been dreaming I can do and will do, and instead of dreaming about it, just doing it. So I've had my First Friday newsletter for about 17 months and I love it. It holds me accountable for what I say I am and I'm excited about it, so I hope you join. On my website, you'll also find a blog, and every month when I send you the newsletter, I send you a link to my blog. 2023, I'm writing letters to myself, and if you're curious what that might be like, you can check out the October blog post. That was a birthday letter to self. On the shop page, you can also find services. You can work with me in person for restorative yoga, Reiki. I do something called tapping, and I can coach you through your traumas, your limited beliefs, your limited thinking, any troubles you may be having, something that you've been trying to get over for a really long time. I can be a sweet sister on the path to finding joy and wellness. And I believe that we can be happy regardless of circumstance, and we can work on the things that we want to work on while we're on our way. Okay, we don't have to wait to have it all to decide that we're worthy of joy and peace, because we're always worthy of those things. And what can I say? I've been doing a lot of healing. I've been doing a lot of personal work, and it isn't always easy, but when you come to the other side of it, it does really feel worth it. It's worth it to face yourself. It's worth it to see the parts of you that don't work. It's worth it to look at your patterns of behavior and start to shift them, because it's your life. It's my life. So one of the things I've been working on, if you read my monthly blog, you'll see is I've had this very strong theme of money and men, and healing my relationship with both those things, because they're really so linked for me, and so charged with, I guess, resistance and hard feelings. I have beliefs around money, like many of us do, that we have to work really hard to get it, that it's the only way to be happy, and it's also the root of all evil, and men make more money than women. I know that's not the truth, the ultimate truth, but it's a belief that lives inside of me, and so it has been true for me. And yeah, there's this feeling like that we need a man to survive, that you want a man to survive, that man brings stability and prosperity, abundance, and without him, it's hard. And I do have that story, I do have that belief system, and I'm breaking away from it little by little, and it's not easy to chop up, so to speak. So one of the things that I guess you could say realized or saw for myself in just the last few days, I have a wound. It's a really core wound around not doing what a man wants and paying the price for that. So I'm in a little bit of discord with some people, a couple of people from different areas of my life. And some family members have been wanting to make a decision, okay? And we're very separate in that decision. I feel very differently than they do. And because I feel very differently than they do, and because I've been sort of standing up for what I think is right, and sticking by what I think is right, and reciprocating in energy and action. So it's like, if you insult me, if you're passive aggressive with me, if you are withholding, if you are insulting me in any way or suggesting, like, I'm ready, right back at you. I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me, period. Except when I do that, when I treat them the way they've treated me, it only gets worse, because it's as if they have more power than I do. They're more vindictive than I am. They have more money than I do, so they can harm me in ways that I really can't harm them. And I'm sort of like on the defense all the time, because they're more resourced, more confident, more angry, and it feels really charged with this energy that I'm talking about. It's like, they're men, I'm a female. How dare I go against anything that they're saying? How dare I challenge their lies and their, let's say, misuse? How dare I take this misunderstanding and try to win an argument or try to make my case? Like, how dare I? And so now it's like I'm being punished because I don't agree with them. And for me, this is like a real wound that I'd like to get to the bottom of. I was seeing someone, and I always wanted it to be sort of affectionate and intimate, but also casual. And I know that that's confusing, and that's not exactly how that works. It's like, you're either casual or you're intimate. You can't be both. But I really like the idea that I can have an affectionate, caring, intimate relationship with a lover and not necessarily owe him my life, my fidelity, my anything. Like, can we please be two adults who want to spend time with each other and are not in the space yet where they want to promise anything to the other, and at the same time not be hookup culture, not be so casual, but to fall in some safe place in between. And all year long, it was like, yes, okay. And then when I requested a little more space, because I just, that's how I am right now. Like, when you're healing, you don't really have undivided attention to give to anyone, because it's like your attention is so much in here and so much wanting to work things through, that how can you like split your heart in half and give a little chunk to someone else and keep a little chunk for yourself? It just doesn't feel accessible for me. And it's like, well, it's all or nothing. If you're gonna pull away from me more than, if there's gonna be more distance than there has been between us, then let's just call it quits. And that also felt to me like punishment in a way, like, unless I want to do what the man in my life wants to do, then what I want is like, I don't know, it's like back burner. I remember when I was married, something that my ex-husband said to me was, what you want gets considered, and what I want gets done. And that paints a picture. That, in a nutshell, is the thing that I'm really wanting to work through. And as much as I love my sovereignty, my autonomy, my independence, I also really love closeness. And so I'm in this strange place, very strange place with love and in relating to the opposite sex. And I just wanted to come and share, tell you what I'm thinking about, tell you what's on my mind, give you a little piece of me and what I talk about, what I do, how I work. And if these are things that you're interested in working on too, reach out. sweetsister.love. Okay, that's my website. I hope I see you on the newsletter list.